and he's kind enough to take a few minutes with us right now. Rowdy, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. I'm doing good. It's early out here.
It is early. I'm sorry. I hate that we have to talk to you guys so early. Believe me, we don't like having to do it either. And it'd be nicer to be on later in the day, but this is our lot in life. So we want to just get to know you a little bit, if you don't mind. And I'm just looking at your Wikipedia page yesterday, and it's kind of a wild ride. It sure seems as if you've had an interesting life. When you describe yourself, like, how do you describe Rowdy Tellez?
I don't really fit my name. I'll give you that. I'm not very rowdy. I'm a fairly calm kind of person. I like to make jokes and mess around, but I don't get too out of line. I'm just kind of a homebody. Just like to be around, like to hunt, like to fish, just kind of be outside. But yeah, pretty calm person. So I don't really fit my name. I wouldn't say I'm an interesting person.
You've made some interesting decisions and some interesting part. I mean, I was thinking, just looking at it, and you're committed to go to USC out of high school. You're a 30th round pick of the Blue Jays. How'd you decide to go to Toronto rather than to USC?
A kid that wants to go to college and play baseball. I wanted to go play pro ball.
Yeah,
I wanted a chance to be in the big leagues, and most of the time, when you get that opportunity, a lot of the kids take it. But I knew college wasn't for me. So I didn't want to go. But I mean, when I look at it, I would have been a 2016 college draft, and by that time, I was in AAA. And most of those kids get drafted and go to short season A ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like nowadays where kids get drafted and go to like AAA and stuff. It's not easy anymore. They got it a little easier than we did. But I just felt like that was the right decision for me to just come out and do what I want to do, chase my dream. Didn't want to risk getting hurt in college and not having the chance to come and go pro. So
and then the journey has taken you from Toronto to Milwaukee to Pittsburgh, now hopefully here to Seattle this year, and lots of ups and downs on that journey. What have you learned?
I learned how to be a pro. I would say, like, how to handle failure, how to handle adversity. I think perspective is a big thing. Just knowing that I get to wake up every day and live out my dream, whether it's good or not. Get to see the next sunrise and, get to go out there and strap on my cleats and batting gloves and go play a game that I grew up playing and grew up loving, So very fortunate. It's an honor to do what I get to do. You can't really look at all the negatives. I mean, there's a lot of ups and downs, but if you haven't had a lot of ups and downs in life, then probably haven't lived a long life.
Well, and especially in this game, right? That can humble you quickly, and then just as soon as it turns one way, it can go back the other. How do you learn as a young player coming up through the minors and then eventually to the big leagues? How do you learn to deal with some of the failures that exist in this game, probably more than any other?
Well, that's a good question. Just really just, you got to be mentally tough. You got to be mentally strong. You got to be one of those first people that you can turn it off. You can turn it on and off. Like, when the day ends, you got to be able to turn it off and get away from it, and kind of just, when you get home, settle down, and you can evaluate it as long as you want, but there's nothing you can do to change what had already happened. So I think for me, that was just it. Just being able to step away from the game once I left the clubhouse.
What do you do to distract yourself? What do you do at home?
I look at buying hunting land, shoot my bow. Yeah, too. I don't do anything. I kind of hang out.
What kind of bow are you? Are you a crossbow guy? What do you do with your bow?
Don't disrespect me like that.
I don't know. I know nothing about this. I'm the worst person to talk to about this.
I shoot a compound bow, like Matthews compound bow. So I deer hunt with my bow. Kind of do everything with it.
I
travel with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's the most interesting place you've been to with the bow?
Well, I shoot my bow on the field at stadiums.
Okay.
So I'll do that. I mean, interesting. I don't know. I mean, Opal Butte, Oregon has been one. I have a big ranch in Kansas, so I hunt with my bow there.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's interesting. I haven't traveled a ton to hunt. I just go to my ranch and stay in Texas and do that kind of stuff.
How would you fare on like a survivalist show? Are you somebody that could go on like a Naked and Afraid or one of those survivalist type shows and make it to the end?
I wouldn't know what to eat to survive, but I would know what not to eat.
Okay.
So but in those survivalist shows, they don't give you anything. Like, they don't give you anything to hunt with. So I wouldn't say I can build something to hunt with or maybe build a snare, but I wouldn't say I'm better than every average person. I would take myself over a lot of these people in the clubhouse. I'll tell you that. Probably all of them.
Who in the clubhouse would fare the worst in one of these shows?
Oof. Just because we're committed to college together, I'm gonna have to go pee.
Okay. So sounds good.
JP.
Yeah. You don't think he's a survivalist kind of guy?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
You can't really be a survivalist from LA.
That's actually it's a different sort of survival. With Brock and Salk, we're talking to Rowdy Tellez, who is looking to make this Mariner roster. First base or DH? What do you prefer?
First, for sure. Considering I'm actually a good first baseman, I know you guys are going to say otherwise, but I'm actually a good first baseman. So I like to play first. I like to play defense, impact the game on both sides. So it's exciting to play first.
Does it help you kind of feel engaged in the game? Do you like the conversations at first base? Is it easier to be a first baseman and hit rather than just a DH?
Well, if you're struggling at the plate as a DH, you only can impact it on one side. So if I'm struggling at the plate, I like to be able to impact it on both sides where I can still play defense and save games and change games based on what I can do in the field too. But yeah, the conversations are good. I'm a little bit of I like to talk some smack here and there. So you guys get over, got a lot of jokes and some inside stuff, but don't ask me about it because I'm not going to give you any hints on what I say.
I don't blame you. No, you got to keep.
Most of it's not appropriate.
So yeah, we got a radio. We got kids listening to this radio show. We don't need to. Yeah. What? Why Seattle? What drew you to coming into Seattle this year?
Probably Pike Place. Like food. No, I'm just kidding. It's just the ability to get a chance to play. You know, like when the offers started coming in, I felt like some of them weren't. Some of them they already had their minds made up. Some teams, and I felt like Seattle gave me a chance to decide my own fate. And I really liked the organization. It was actually the only pre-draft workout I ever did out of high school. So I flew up back then to Safeco. So I flew to Safeco and hit and did all my stuff in front of the brass back in 2013 and kind of fell in love with the stadium. And I just liked being up there, So when I got the chance, it was one of those things that was like, that'd be pretty cool to do my only pre-draft workout ever. Then, 12, 13 years later, get a chance to go play for them. They had a winning environment, great staff, very tight-knit group, which I've been very fortunate to join. They kind of welcomed me with open arms, so that was very, very special to be able to kind of blend in with them right away and make myself feel like I was one of them for a while. So they hats off to them. They've done a very good job in making guys feel comfortable.
It sounds like you knew JP ahead of time. Were there other guys here that you had previous relationships with?
Trent Thornton, we played together in Toronto. And then Casey Lawrence was in big league camp, but now is in minor league camp, and we played together in the minor leagues with Toronto. And then P. We'd known each other for a long time, just playing with in high school and then committing together. And so I just known him for a while. But, yeah, other than that, really, there wasn't many people. Bobby Magianis, the hitting coach, was our Team Mexico hitting coach. So, I mean, Randy, but Randy doesn't speak very good English, and I don't speak very good Spanish. So we had to work on things.
What last couple of things here, and then we'll let you go. I know it's early, and you got a full day ahead of you. But one of the conversations we've had a lot throughout this offseason is some of the changes in approach coming from Edgar through Kevin Seitzer and Bobby, who you mentioned. What is your approach when you're at the plate as you're thinking through your offensive plan? What is your basic approach to hitting a baseball?
Just find the barrel, really. I got a chance to hit balls hard whenever I find the barrel, and if I can do that more often, that's I got a better chance. I think last year I started the season with trying to do too much and trying to make up for being hurt in 23 and showing back who I was, and it kind of backfired on me. And then the middle half of the season, the June through September type of thing, it was more like I was able to be back to who I was and put up numbers and hit and be like that. But that was just more of keeping it simple and just trying to hit the ball hard. That was it. Not trying to hit homers, not trying to do too much, but just trying to hit the ball hard. And I think that allowed me to find the barrel a little bit more consistent, and then just kind of modifying the swing a little bit. Getting older, games getting harder. Just need to simplify it and try not to do too much. Not try and generate too much movement, I guess. But I felt good this spring, especially for not having any live AVs until actually just playing in a game. Because I signed late. So I was really happy with what I've done. We got a couple more games, and hopefully I can do enough to impact the squad and get a chance to go up to Seattle.
It seems like kind of a weird thing, right? You gotta show them enough to make the team, but at the same time, all we ever hear is spring training numbers don't really mean all that much. So how do you show them that you should be on the roster without just pointing to Cactus League numbers?
Numbers don't mean a lot for certain people. They do mean a lot for certain people, though. But I've been fortunate again to play for a while and impact clubhouses and been in good clubhouses and to be a good clubhouse guy, you have to be there, the same guy day in and day out. And I think sometimes word of mouth helps, but I feel like I put enough emphasis on who I am as a player, the confidence I bring to my game, just to show them maybe those things too, longevity of the season, that I can produce and do what I need to do. But I think when I said some guys need numbers, some guys don't, I'm one of the guys that needs numbers. I don't have a job, so I have to prove to them I can still do what I'm capable of doing.
I got a texter here from Montana who says, tell Rowdy I got 10 acres of hunting property with a bow range in Montana. I'll give him a good deal. Should I set you up with John in Missoula?
Probably not. I'm going to be honest. I feel like John in Missoula might try and take advantage of me.
That sounds about right. Rowdy, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for doing this early in the morning. Continued good luck, and we're hoping we see you Thursday night here in Seattle. Thanks so much.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, there you go. There's Rowdy Tellez.